Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today's words of wisdom is from January 17th, and I quote, "Everything must start from faith. Only when there is supremacy of faith can there be political prosperity, economic prosperity, advancement in science and technology, and other cultural prosperity centered around religion, from the laws of sacred." Thank you, Lord. So I believe this is from chapter 5 of this Kyoten, the Laws of Sacred, Creation from Faith. And this laws series is consisted of 5 chapters, and Master talks about many important principles of the supremacy of faith in an individual life, to be able to protect ourselves from negative spiritual influences and to awaken to different sets of spiritual principles that makes life look beautiful, no matter what kind of circumstances you are in. So it's teachings of hope, positivity, and wisdom of protection from failing in life. So with that explained in chapter from 1 to 4, chapter 5, Master steps it up a notch and explains it from a macro perspective, explains the importance of faith from a very wide, huge perspective. And he talks about 4 types of prosperity. Let's look at each one. Political prosperity. So why is the supremacy of faith needed for political prosperity? To know the answer, I would definitely recommend you reading The Laws of Messiah, this year's law series. But besides that, what I can say is, what Happy Science has been saying is freedom and democracy based on faith is necessary. So a nation without freedom is hell. A nation without democracy is a nation of dictatorship and authoritarianism. There's tyranny going on. So human beings are not the end or the purpose of the nation, but human beings turn into the means or the measures for the purpose of the country to grow. So it's literally hell on earth. So freedom and democracy is an important value to sustain, maintain, and grow human happiness. However, freedom without faith can also be dangerous because we can get off tracks. Obviously, freedom comes with consequences and it comes with responsibility. So it's important to believe in God. And by believing in God, naturally, we want to be kind to others and control ourselves if we are in mistake. So the self-reflection kicks in when you believe in religion or have faith in God. So that's why freedom without faith can be dangerous. Also, democracy without faith just does not work. It turns into mobocracy, or it just turns into the majority vote system. So if more and more people have hellish values in that country, even if it's a majority vote, that means the devils can vote through the person who has hellish values, and the natural consequence is that it's going to turn into bad policies. And democracy is such a fragile thing that it can totally, so easily change to communism or socialism. So again, in order for democracy to work properly, faith is necessary. Let's look at the next one, economic prosperity. So in Happy Science, we definitely promote capitalism, but we like to call it the heavenly capitalism, where the concentration of wealth is obviously necessary to grow and to promote prosperity in society. However, it should not be done upon greed. It should not be done by cheating. When you start cheating or when you start having greed, unfortunately, capitalism also does not work. And by having the supremacy of faith, you start understanding that at least the faith here in Happy Science tells you the purpose of life is soul training. So we place a lot of emphasis on individual efforts. So by making an effort, you earn a profit, you save it, and then you start accumulating that wealth, and then you invest it into something new so that you can start creating a cycle of wealth. This is heavenly capitalism. Also, there's cheating, right? A lot of people are just playing with and manipulating with money to be able to earn money. So when these things start to kick in, such as the 2008 crisis, the Lehman shock, it was all from this, right? They were selling a fake merchandise. So in order to stop ourselves from this fakeness and deception, by having supremacy of faith, by knowing that God is watching you, by knowing that you can fall to hell if you continue to deceive and lie to others, then we start understanding that, we should not cheat. So in order for economic prosperity to occur, in order for capitalism to stay healthy, heavenly values are very necessary, which comes from a supremacy of faith. Advancement in science and technology. So I think when I grew up in the 90s, I was watching a cartoon called Dexter, and he was doing mad science. And the point that I wanted to get to is the term mad science was a thing, right? So science that is not in check with morality can be hazardous to humanity. So morality, however, the essence of morality comes obviously from faith, by believing in God and higher spiritual power. So without religion or supremacy of faith, science can just turn into a dog-eat-dog world, or the world of the fittest, where the strongest one gets to devour others, the weaker ones. The ones with higher technology can annihilate a civilization with lower technology, right? What comes in to check that? That is supremacy of faith. Not only that, we are now shooting rockets, and now we have probes on Mars, and we have this new technology that NASA just sent out recently, where they can be able to measure hundreds of light years, I guess, away, to be able to see planets really, really far away. They have like a new camera out there. So we are entering the space age. But the more we enter the space age, we start understanding that there's zillions of stars out there, so there has to be extraterrestrial beings or other intellectual humanoid type of beings in other planets or other galaxies. There's too many reports of unidentified flying objects. Even the Pentagon has admitted it. The US administration has given out footage of over 100 pictures saying that this is an unidentified flying object, a UFO. So, however, they use a technology that allows them to move quicker than the speed of light. That is how they can come to a planet that's hundreds of light years, thousands of light years away. And so what they do is a teleportation kind of technology. So they go through a spiritual portal when they move. So this is what I'm trying to get to, is that in order for science and technology to move on to the next stage, the physics has to combine with spirituality. It's a world of religion. So in that sense too, in order for it to further truly grow, we need to have supremacy of faith. Lastly, cultural prosperity. Culture, so such as arts and music, academics, I guess. These things too. There are a lot of movies and hit songs that has hellish and devilish values. So just because a lot of people like it, that doesn't mean it's right. And if continuously hellish values continue to prevail, that's going to cause harm to society. And there's a huge issue of social media and this smartphone, where a lot of kids are now such an easy access to information or footage that's not right or not healthy for their educational growth in their young teens. And that is causing a huge issue in schools, and I'm sure a lot of parents who's watching this video is afraid of what's going on right now. So again, in order for culture to truly prosper on the path aligned with God's teachings or God's love, we need to have the supremacy of faith. I was only able to give a few examples for these 4 categories, but I hope you can understand how important it is right now at this time in the state of chaotic confusion and such a fast technological advancement. We need a God-based value to prevail. And I believe it's safe to say, happy science, the teachings that Master Okawa gives us, serves as that indicator or the value judgment that encompasses tolerantly other religions and that's open to the future. Let me end today's words of wisdom by quoting it. Everything must start from faith. Only when there is supremacy of faith can there be political prosperity, economic prosperity, advancement in science and technology, and other cultural prosperity centered around religion. Thank you, Lord. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.